Okay, well, I'm back. It's been a while. I think it's been 4 weeks since I last uploaded an episode. I will say, needed a little bit of a break. So, life has been happening. Let's just say that. I've said it in episodes past. I've started a new job. And this is a job that has been taking up a lot of time. This is a full-time job for me. I'm working 40 hours a week, and this is something that I want to do within my career. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am on my third career change at this point within 3 years. This is something that I've been wanting to do for the last year. For those of you who don't know, I started this podcast as a means for me to get myself into the sporting media world. Don't want to do that anymore. As much as I love sports and love talking about it, don't want people telling me what to say anymore. So, here's how this is going to be working. This is going to be one episode a week again, because I can't manage 2 episodes a week with my busy schedule. And this really isn't my priority anymore, this podcast. This is something that I just want to continue doing for fun. But I don't want to just be talking about sports. I'm going to be revamping it as the weeks come. I'm going to be talking about sports still, but I also want to be talking about other things. That's why I did the Friday episodes. Now, the Friday episodes are going to be the main episodes. Are going to be the only episodes of the week. Still going to continue it probably with the LTP, but may just do a little bit of revamping as time goes on. Just trying to figure things out, because I don't want to just be doing sports. I want to be talking about a lot of things. I want it to be something that I could just talk about whatever. Talking about current events, talking about movies, talking about TV shows, books. I've been doing a lot of reading these last few weeks. I will say that. I read Art of War within 2 days, read Prince in a day. Now I'm on the Gulag Archipelago, which, that is a book and a half. I will say, hold on. Let me just get the other 2 volumes of this book, because this is a long read. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I don't want it to be any dead spots, or you don't hear anything. You might hear some echoes, but whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I've been doing some heavy reading. I've been wanting to read these books for a while. I got, like I said, volume 1 is upstairs, and it's the red versions of these books. I actually really like the covers of these books and how they look. It's just nice. Red and black go well together, especially with the white. But I've been doing a lot of reading. Like I said, read Art of War, read The Prince by Nicholas. Why can't I remember his name? I almost said Nicholas Pileggi. Machiavelli, that's it. But I've been doing a lot of reading. Right now I'm reading the Gulag Archipelago because, as for those of you who don't know, I went to school for a year, I will say that, not for a long time, to become a history teacher, a high school history teacher. Took university history 1 year, and then I decided maybe that's not it anymore. I kind of want to go into sports media, and then I decided that's not it either. But history still fascinates me. So I decided to spend $87 on 3 books. I'm still reading the first book. I've been reading it for, I want to say, good 2 weeks now. No, maybe a week. And I'm still on chapter 2. Chapter 2 is about 100 pages. I swear to God. Just for the first book. Which I'm trying to finish this book before the new year. So I can at least try and finish the second book before the new year. It's October. The new year starts in 3 months? It's going to be a lot of reading, but the time that I do have, I'm doing that reading. But been doing a lot of reading. The Gulag Archipelago is very fascinating, especially with this climate going on right now. For some reason, communism is trying to become a thing again. If you read these books, you see why it just doesn't work. And I don't want to get into the political stuff of it, but as a history guy, when you study history, you start to realize, this stuff is shit. Everything's shit. Everything has bad things to it. People are starting to realize that now, but it is what it is. Just do your reading. So if you're looking for like a good book to read about communist Russia and the gulags, I will say, although I'm still trying to finish chapter 2, so far so good. It's a very interesting book. It's just like I said, 100 pages in just the second chapter. But yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to do a lot of revamping of this show. You know, I just realized I forgot to put it back up. Vader is supposed to go back up. Cool. But a lot of stuff has happened since I haven't recorded in a while. What was the last episode that I put out? The last episode I put out was Ad Suck at Being Abs, Disappointment Central. That's when all my teams disappointed me that one weekend. Let's just say not so much lately. The Jays, although they didn't make the playoffs, were so much fun to watch. Very disappointed, but I will say went to my first Blue Jay game in a while, and I've been wanted to record after that weekend, just that I didn't have the time or energy. So I went to my first Blue Jay game in a while. Like, that weekend was a lot that I did that weekend. I could have recorded, but I didn't. That weekend I went to go see my first live sporting event, which the last live sporting event before that I went to before the last one, before this most recent one, was actually a Blue Jay game, and it was against the Yankees. I was trying to get tickets for the Yankee game. Went to go see the Orioles, but did get to see some history happen. And I was actually telling my friends about it before they even got the notifications or saw whatever. The Blue Jays, the game that I was at, the Blue Jays tied their franchise history for most home runs in a season. And then Bo Bichette broke it. No, sorry. Bo Bichette tied it. Danny Jansen broke it. Saw a George Springer home run. We'll say it was the second last game of the season. It was the Saturday game against the Orioles. So we were getting there. We missed the Vladdy home run. Little disappointed in that. I would have fucking lost it, but I did get to see my boy George Springer hit a home run. Got to see Bo hit a home run. It was just a fucking great game. But after that Saturday, the Sunday, I was supposed to do something else that day, but my buddy's game got canceled, so I didn't get to go watch his rugby game. Then I decided it's either going to be today or Monday when I go watch Many Saints in Newark. I'm going to go this Sunday. I had to go. Went to go watch that movie, and I will say a lot of people are a little bit disappointed in it. I actually enjoyed it. It was a fun movie to watch. Like, a lot of people went in there with the expectation of it's going to be the next Goodfellas. No. Don't go into that movie thinking it's going to be the next Goodfellas. It's not going to be the next Goodfellas. Goodfellas is Goodfellas. This is a prequel movie to The Sopranos. As a prequel movie, I think it works. As a standalone movie, you just got to know the characters before you can watch this movie. And I feel like it left it open for another movie to come out for that. I feel like I'm talking a lot because I haven't talked. Let me talk about the Many Saints in Newark after. I just want to talk about the sports right now. So I should be doing that right now. I should be talking about the sports, but there's been so much that happened that I haven't talked about. But went to that Blue Jay game. Such a phenomenal game that we went to. I'm so happy I got to see the Blue Jays for this season. I'm just happy sports are back. And sports have been back, but have they? The NHL started yesterday, 2 days ago. Leafs played yesterday. Not disappointed with that game. They beat the Habs. Sure, they played. I didn't even get to watch the game. I just had to watch the highlights because I was at work yesterday. That's a lie. I might have put the game on a bit. Plus, TV's in the restaurant. But, the Leafs looked not the greatest at the beginning. And then they were playing really well. It's the first game of the season. Can't really say much about it because I didn't watch the game, but they did win 2-1 against the Habs. Fuck the Habs. I'm not going to lie, as much as it was nice that the Leafs didn't play Carey Price yesterday, the circumstances for that happening do kind of suck a bit because if you don't know, Carey Price admitted himself into the NHL player assistance program. There's no confirmation as to why he did that, why it happened, but whatever the reason is, leave the player's privacy alone. He probably doesn't want people knowing, and I respect that. I would prefer not to know what it is, even though ignorance. It's not that this isn't me saying that ignorance is bliss. As much as I would love to know, or as much as it would be nice to know, it's his privacy, and I respect his privacy. So I prefer just to leave it at that. But yeah, sucks that he didn't get to play. Didn't suck that the Leafs won. So let's just say that. What else? Packers have been playing really well. Maybe not this Sunday because for some reason the Bengals have just played amazing. I don't know what happened to them this year, but they have been looking pretty good, the Bengals. Going into this week, a lot of people were calling the Bengals pretenders. They were sticking with the Packers. If it wasn't for all those missed field goals, I don't know how that game would have went because there's 5 missed field goals in a row, not including all the other ones, just in a row. But the Bengals were just sticking with the Packers. Their defense was playing well. Joe Burrow was making some phenomenal passes. Jamar Chase is just a phenomenal player. I can't believe that guy is a player. He's a phenomenal wide receiver. Still, I would have had them take Penei Sewell, but Jamar Chase was a phenomenal pick. They can always draft the offensive lineman now. I know Penei Sewell is a generational talent, but man, Jamar Chase is a fucking player. I can't believe it. Good for him. He was so much fun to watch. I'm not even a Bengals fan. I'm a Packers fan, and I was getting in awe of how good Jamar Chase is. But yeah, Packers haven't been that disappointed ever since that last loss, or ever since the loss against the New Orleans Saints, which was a bad loss, and I still haven't watched the highlights for that. Ever since that loss, the Packers have gone 4-0. It's been a pretty good last 4 games for the Packers. They've been pretty good. They play the Bears coming up this week, which the Bears are playing or are starting Fields. I think. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure they're going back to Dalton or something. No, I think they were supposed to go back to Dalton, and then they got bullied into playing Field. Someone said, let's go Bears. What the fuck? Let's go Packers. Go Pack, go. But fuck the Bears. But other than that, Juve has been playing well. They actually beat Chelsea, so good for them. Thank fucking God, because I was actually going to lose it with them. They've been playing well. I don't know what got into them. They've been playing a lot better lately. Hopefully they can continue playing well going into Sunday. They played Roma on Sunday, which that's going to be an interesting game because it's going to be an interesting hour because the Packers play at 1, Juve Roma at 2:30. Yeah, I'm gonna be losing my fucking mind on Sunday, but we see what happens with Juve Roma. This is a split in this house. I'm a Juve fan. My mom's a Roma fan, so that's gonna be an interesting game. I am not gonna be going upstairs at all. Yeah, but that's been sports lately. I don't know what else has happened. I can't really say. Packers got Jalen Smith. I'm very happy with that. I really like that signing. Packers really need an inside linebacker help. I think he's going to give them that help. Yeah, he hasn't been that great with Dallas for some reason. I don't know what happened to him, but I think he's going to play well in the Packers. He doesn't have to compete with a lot of players in the inside linebackers. What else before I start talking about many Saints, because I'm going to be going on a fucking tangent with that one. I don't know. There's not really been much other than that. I've literally just been working, and it's fun. I will say that, but the hours just compared to what I was doing when I was working in retail isn't as comparable. I'm working more nights, so that's a thing. I'm recording this before I go to work today. But it's all in the name of making a name for myself. That's all it is. But, like I said, I went to go watch the Many Saints in Newark. And like I was saying, a lot of people were thinking that it's going to be the next Goodfellas or expecting it to be the next Goodfellas. It's not. It is a Sopranos prequel movie. Very much so. I never went into the theater expecting it to be a rehash or the next coming of Goodfellas. I expected this to tell the story of Dickie Moltisanti, who is the mentor to Tony Soprano, and I think it did it pretty well. So I'm gonna talk about this without spoilers, just because I don't want people to be spoiled. I want people, if you're especially a Sopranos fan or just are thinking about watching this movie, go watch it. But I feel like this movie is... See, for me, I wasn't disappointed with it. I really liked it. I actually enjoyed it. A lot of Sopranos fans were disappointed in it, but I'm not too sure why. I think a lot of people were disappointed in it with it being like the Newark riots in the 60s and 70s, getting too political. That was Newark at the time. The time that it's taking place, that's... Okay, spoiler, my bad. But it's just this is the time that it takes place. It's gonna get political, but I feel like it does help the story of one of the characters. And I'm not gonna lie, a little disappointed that... Not gonna say I'm disappointed. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised. I feel like I would like another movie for this, just to know what happens to a certain character. I don't know if I'm doing a good job of not making this a spoiler-free episode, but I enjoyed it. I feel like... I will say, I don't know if this is a spoiler alert or not, but I will say the Silvio stuff, I feel like the actors played these younger versions of the characters well. Silvio, I felt like... Well, Silvio, but it's just like, to me, I'm trying to figure out... Silvio is already balding now. Silvio is supposed to be just a few years older than Tony. He's already balding in the movie, and you can see this in the trailer. He's got a thing on. It's just that the ages thing is a little different. I'm not too sure what happens there. I would like a little more something to explain that, but I really much enjoyed this. I feel like the acting was actually pretty good. I feel like Alessandro Nivola was actually very good as Dickie. I feel like they played these characters really well. Nivola played Dickie in a way that very much, in my opinion, resembles Tony. Everybody looks at Tony Soprano. Spoiler alert for a fucking show that's almost 30 years old now. Tony Soprano isn't... We all look at Tony as a fucking great guy. Everybody looks up to Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano is a piece of shit. And, like, he is not loyal. He's loyal to his crew, his family, but not loyal to his actual family. He goes behind Carmela's back a lot. And I feel like Dickie portrayed that very well, that it's not a one-off thing, that this is very much around. This happens so much. And the fact that he does it in a way that reminds me of Tony, just a little worse, it makes sense that Tony Soprano becomes something like this, but also at the same time, not so much, because if you'd have to watch the movie. But I feel like one of my favorite things from this movie was Michael Gandolfini as Tony Soprano. Speaking of Tony, he played him so well. He got his mannerisms down. He looks so much like his father. Legit, couldn't believe it. He got his mannerisms down. He got the voice down. I feel like he played it really well. I am very surprised. I am very pleased with how Michael Gandolfini played his father's role, his father's most legendary role. So good for him for that. I'm very happy with how he turned out in this movie. I actually really like John Bernthal in this movie. I'm a big John Bernthal fan. I feel like in everything that he's done, he isn't gonna be the main character in a movie. Like, he's not the main character in Wolf of Wall Street, but he's probably the most memorable. He's not the main character in Fury, most memorable probably to me. He's not the main character in The Walking Dead, but he was I think he is probably a very memorable character, even though he died, spoiler alert, died in season 2. He is a very memorable character. I think he's going to be a very memorable character in King Richard as well. And I feel like he's a very memorable character in this, even though Johnny Soprano already basically has the groundwork as a character. We know who Johnny Soprano is, basically. I feel like he fleshed him out even more. And I feel like he did it in a very good way. I'm a very big fan of John Bernthal. Great actor. He's such a good actor. Yeah. But at the end, I will say great movie. Very very big twist ending, I will say, so be prepared with that. And actually, another thing that I wanted to say, I actually really like Corey Stoll. Corey Stoll, what's his name? Corey Stoll? What the fuck is his name again? Corey Stoll. Yeah, Corey Stoll. Very, very happy with how he played Uncle June. He looks a lot like him in the movie. And I feel like he got his mannerisms down as well. Like, a lot of these guys got the mannerisms of these characters down very well. Very happy with how Corey Stoll played Uncle June. There was a nice Easter egg in it as well. I feel like he got his famous lines down, I guess you can say. Yeah. I'm very happy with how Corey Stoll played Uncle June. He actually looks really a lot like a younger Uncle June. So I'm happy with this casting. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. Very happy with this movie. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I would love to see more sequel movies. Or I'd love to see more sequels to... What the fuck? I don't know what that is. I would love to see more sequels for The Sopranos. I feel like there's a lot that they can go through before the story of The Sopranos. One thing I don't want to see is what happens afterwards, after the last episode of The Sopranos, after the season finale. I just want to keep that as a mystery. That's one thing that it's not that I'm afraid that it's not going to be how I think it is. It's more of I want to keep that mystery. I want people to keep guessing what happens. But yeah. That is something that I hope doesn't really happen. I hope we just get more sequel movies, maybe more anthology movies. I'd like to see some stuff going on with some other characters. I don't know. I'm looking through Corey Stoll's IMDb, but yeah, I hope we get to see more, just more of what happens before The Sopranos. I want to keep that ending. Not a surprise. I want to keep that ending as thought-provoking as possible. But, yeah. I think that's going to be all for this week because I still got to go get ready for work and get off to work. But, yeah. Leafs are back. Packers are playing well. Blue Jays didn't make the playoffs, but fuck the Red Sox. Fuck the Bears. But, yeah. Read. Eat your vegetables. And I will see y'all next week on Friday. Remember, episodes on Friday mornings now, not on Tuesdays anymore, because fuck, or not, Wednesdays. I don't know why you still think that I used to record on Tuesdays, whatever. Follow me on Instagram, @Bonavoda. Follow the podcast, Leading the Pack Pod, where, I don't know, I'm going to try and get back onto that Instagram and stuff, but we'll see. Follow me on Twitter, @Bonavoda @Bonavoda_ with a capital B. And I will see y'all next week. Go Leafs, go. Hockey's back. I'm back. Let's fucking go.